Hey gang, Sarah here. So I'm here to set up my productivity system for week 20. Give you a little bit of context. I traveled last week unexpectedly and it went well. I also did some work on my continuous improvement project, which is over on my Patreon. What else? I had a dentist appointment. So basically all the things. And I will say a little bit at work, it's crazy, but not in the sense like unmanageable. It's just there's a lot going on. We're just going to leave it there. But I will say because of my system, I've been able to make sure that I'm getting what needs to be done. If you guys are new here, my name is Sarah and this is Plan the Grind. And I've taken all the tools that I've learned in the corporate world, such as Lean, Six Sigma, Agile, project management, and I've incorporated them into my life to kind of remove the chaos. So this week we're getting into it, setting up my week, and next week I actually am traveling again, and it's a longer trip than I had originally planned, and I do have some deliverables done. So you're gonna see me kind of setting up my week and also updating my project list in my OneNote. So my productivity system consists of, paper-based planning and digital planning on the OneNote. And I also have just some routines and systems in my house that kind of feed into that trigger me when I have to do something. So I hope you guys like this, and happy Mother's Day to all of you moms out there, and have a great week. Bye, gang. Alrighty, so we're getting into planning week 20. I'm just finding my way through my planner here. This is a Hobonichi. And so last week was a little bit crazy because I set up my week, I planned the week, but then at the end of the week, I do that Thursday-ish. And then on Friday, I found out I was traveling. I don't remember the exact days, but so then I found out I was actually traveling last minute requests. So anywho, it got a little crazy and then I had to shift a bunch of stuff. But I made it work. I kept focus on what the priorities were, and that's why I love this productivity system here, because even when things go crazy, it's still a system that I can go back and find and manage what's important. So I'm just going through now. I didn't put a lot on the daily pages. I didn't show that because there was some stuff in there that I just couldn't share. And then I'm just going through and updating my to-do list. This is the running to-do list. And, it gets done when it gets done. And so I'm just going through. And then at this point, I was bringing up my OneNote, my project list. I had printed it out, but I couldn't find the stupid thing. So I'm actually going to put a Post-it note, and you guys can see double screen me scrolling through my OneNote project list while I'm updating my to-do list. So anywhoosie, I'm just kind of putting a note there so you guys know what the heck I'm doing. So I'm reviewing the project list in OneNote. All right, so I'm going through this list here because I want to just look at the list and first of all, make sure it's updated. And I did close out a lot of stuff recently, and stuff got canceled. It is a bit of a crazy time at work. So the plan keeps getting thrown out the window, but the important stuff stays important. So anyway, I'm just going through it. I'm crossing out the list, the projects that were either completed or done. Completed or canceled. So you're really just seeing me kind of go through this list. There's nothing fancy here. So you'll see sometimes they're assigned to me and sometimes they have a team member, and then I just put the project folder with it. And as I'm going through this, I'm just kind of thinking through each of the different projects, and then I'm adding the next thing I got to do in my to-do list. So I'm not formally referencing the project plan, but I was just using it to more help me kind of think, right? So help me kind of process my thoughts. And I'm just continuing to add a couple things. I actually am looking at my email here, and I'm adding some more things based on what my email says. And again, these aren't formalized emails. It's just I saw somebody that I know I owe something to or something I have to do. So anyway, I just used my email and scrolled through it to help me understand again, think of things I have to do. And what else? So yes, I am kind of breaking up my day. I do like to do this just to help me with like transitions throughout the day. And it's like before work, after work, and then the bottom I'm sleeping, so I don't put anything in there. I did put my available hours versus like free versus taken hours for personal and work. I am putting my schedule in there. I do have to travel again next week. There's a couple things that I need to get done. I don't have like a real formal agenda for next week in my traveling, but I do have like a concept of an agenda. Don't hate me. Okay, so anyway, I do have like some informal like task that I have to do with multiple sites, and then there's a value stream mapping session I want to pop in on and kind of assist if needed, and then I have some meetings that I have to do, and I'm also showing somebody around, so it's very informal, and I was originally planning on just going down for like a night or two, but now I ended up pretty much there the whole week, and I'm zooming in so you guys can help me see this. So you can see that there's a value stream mapping session going on while I have to kind of step out and go into other things. But also I'm not running that value stream mapping session, so I'm really just kind of, popping in and helping out, and whatever they need from me, I'll help out with and supporting them. That's what we'll say. And then I'm flying back in the morning, and then I got a meeting in the afternoon, which I'm hoping I can just at least listen to in the car. Not that I'm going to be there. And this is me realizing I was planning in the wrong week. Ugh. So anyway, I just crossed out the dates and just went with it because oopsie. But it happens. What can I say? I don't know why I did that. But anyway, that's going to drive me nuts forever, but I'm going to get over it. And I'm going in and I'm just bringing in and trying to think of the things that I need to do for the different areas of my life. So if you don't know, May, and for my continuous improvement project, that's over on my Patreon. I'm working on mental clutter for the month of May. So I've been cleaning out my inboxes, cleaning up my digital files, that kind of stuff, because that adds like so much mental clutter to me. Like, where are things? Because to be honest, I started to create the system as how I needed it. And I never went back and updated all the old stuff before I really kind of formalized my system. So not saying that I'm gonna do that, but I do need to just clean it up, because I'll tell you, one of my computers, the desktop on it, oh my gosh, it's so bad. I'm so embarrassed. It has like at least 8,000 images on it. That's my YouTube computer. So it's like thumbnails everywhere, and anywho, I need to be better about that. But my work computer, I hold myself more accountable to, because I share my screen a lot and I get embarrassed. So we want to at least look like we have our act together. So anyway, putting in some things. So work, again, I have those key tasks I'm going down and traveling for. And then I put poker last weekend, but it was actually this weekend coming up. So I have poker on Saturday, so that will be fun, getting together with some friends and family. And then I have some dinner plans while I'm in traveling, so that's good, catching up with some people. And I have obviously my Plan the Grind stuff, where I'm just trying to keep track of what's what, because believe it or not, there's a lot of like stages to these whole video things. So I need to keep it organized so I can stay on top of it, and which is actually kind of fun. Anyway, and then health, I know I'm going to be traveling and in dinners and in lunches and in meetings. So I'm not going to hold myself accountable to 20,000 steps like I have been. I actually am going to just try to at least hit the 10,000 steps, which I should be able to do, because I'll be at sites and touring and all that kind of stuff. So anywho, so I'll be doing that. And then I'm just at the end putting in my available hours. This is purely just for me to have like data to understand what my expectations should be of myself. So when I'm on site and I'm running around and doing stuff, like I'm on the entire time. Like there's no time for like Sarah time, basically. It's just because if I'm traveling, I'm going to make the most of it, obviously. But that's not to say like it's fun. It's still like good stuff. I'm interacting with people I like and helping out where I can. So anyway, so I don't really have like a lot of personal hours. And then, but when I'm working from home, obviously you kind of fall into the normal schedule. And I'm just doing like some pre-planning, putting some templates on my daily pages, just because that helps me keep my thoughts organized throughout the day. So basically just kind of doing that. Now I'm just looking through and I'm trying to see if there's anything I need to pre-plan. Like, so if I have something on Tuesday, what do I need to do on Monday in order to prepare for Tuesday? So anywho, I'm just doing that. And I have a couple things that I want to work on Monday while I have some free time. And then even on the plane on Tuesday. And then what else? So this is my OneNote setup. And again, this is the same as always, but I tell you, I love this. I know where everything is. It feels so good to be able to find everything I need. It's so nice. It's almost like a organized closet, like that you see on like Pinterest, which is not my closet. But anyway, so I'm just going in and updating the week for week 20, and I'm going to just, I got a column for every day of the week in the files that I need. And I do have like files for my personal life. So yes, at work, obviously I have project folders, but in Plan the Grind, I have like folders for all these files for the videos. But then I also have my files that support my continuous improvement project, whether they're like, I don't know, a project plan for decluttering, and then like it could be like a plan for, you know, a holiday or whatever. So anyway, I'm trying to like build systems that are going to help future Sarah. So that's why I started to really incorporate this digital to paper mix of planning. And I'm really loving it because it just works. It's like, it's definitely working for me, and it's taking a load off. And I did do some big things this past week that I've been not putting off, but I haven't really been able to prioritize, like some things around my money project that I have. So I did some like refinancing of some things and all that, some moving of things. I did book a lot of my stuff for my vacation coming up, so I made some progress there. I created a vacation OneNote page, which I'm really excited about that, because it just helps me understand where everything is and when, because it's like a trip, but then there's like a cruise, but then there's a trip after. So I'm really excited about this trip. It's kind of a big trip for me and the kiddos. Yeah. So then I'm just putting all the links to the project folders I need for the day that I need them. And that's really all it is. And I love it. I mean, I can't tell you how much I love this enough. And sometimes I don't have project folders, or sometimes I mean to create one on that day. So I'll go in and plug it in there, and I have that kind of quick links at the top on the index there that just is kind of linked to all the files. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.